What's new, dude?
I was well. I'll tell you about that. But what's bringing you to Milwaukee? Is this your first time?
Yeah. Wait, you're in Milwaukee, aren't you?
Yeah, that's funny
shit.
timing,
That
isn't it?
Actually hilarious. Yeah, yeah. We're going to Summerfest.
Oh, cool, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna.
Yeah. So I'm a huge Garth Brooks fan, and Garth Brooks is opening Summerfest on the 16th. So we bought tickets to that, and we're taking my wife's mom with us because she's a huge Garth Brooks fan, never saw him before. So we'll go down like the 15th to the 19th and just do some like random shit. And then the 16th is that concert. And then I think on the 18th, we're going to go to like the first official day of Summerfest as well. So I heard it's tight. I mean, it seems like it's like an absolutely enormous festival that they do.
I thought you were talking about Milwaukee Metal Fest.
No.
I was like, oh, you're going to go see Hatebreed, dude?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that was that Josh? Do you know? Was that like this past weekend?
Yeah,
or was it?
Yeah, it was this past weekend.
Really?
I saw some signs around. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, Milwaukee, I didn't know. It's just like Music Central, dude. They
Yeah,
have
it's
so many cool
Beer
fests.
and Music Central. That's like all like they do there is breweries and music.
Dude,
Yeah.
we went when I was like maybe 8 or 9. We went to a Brewers game.
Yeah.
And like when they would hit a home run, they used to have a big like beer stein at the end.
That's pretty
And the
cool.
mascot would drop out of the bottom of it into like a huge glass.
Yeah.
It was, I was like, wow, this is interesting, even at 9.
Yeah.
So they really like their beer.
So that's what I'm doing down
Yes. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
there. So what's new with
things
you?
are good. Well, I bought a house last year.
Nice.
Congrats.
It's fun.
Thank you.
Homeownership.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's very small, but it has this huge, lovely basement. So that's where board and trains stay, and it was. I felt like life or the universe or whatever was really pushing me to make the leap because I was thinking about it and I was hemming and hawing about it for a while, as one does.
Yeah.
And then I had new neighbors move in below in my rental unit, and they had kids. They were really noisy. Like the walls would be shaking. They just kind of let their kids run amok, basically. And they were nice people. And I was like, yeah, this is fine, I guess. But then the first house I looked at, I put in an offer and I got it. I just had a good feeling about it.
Yeah.
So that was cool how that all kind of unfolded.
Yeah.
And business is good, steady. I've actually been slowing myself down just a little bit this year in terms of taking a little bit more time off and trying to reestablish some work-life balance.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
It's been going well, David. It's been going well so far, knock on wood. I just I'll take like a week off every month, basically. And I switched. So I used to do my board and trains where I would do 5 days and then 2 days off. So like it would be 3 weeks total. And they would come on Tuesday, would have a lesson on Saturday. They would go home for the weekend, rinse and repeat 3 times.
Yeah.
And I just started noticing like every week when Friday rolls around, I'm just dead tired.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be doing it anymore. I'm exhausted. So then I was like, well, why don't, and I usually teach 4 commands. So then I thought, why not just do 4 weeks?
Yeah.
And have the training week be 4 days.
Yeah,
and then it's like, it's the same amount of time, but there's an extra lesson with the client. And then I can do 1 command per lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To really slow things down and break things down for owners and stuff. And that has been fucking amazing. I mean, just like, I cannot describe to you the amount of stress reduction that's created for me in words. So I'm pretty excited about that.
So what you're doing, I want to make sure I understand you. So you're doing like basically like Monday through Thursday, you're working with the dog. The dog's staying with you. Then
Wednesday through Saturday.
Wednesday through Saturday. Okay. And then did you say Saturday or Sunday you do a lesson with the owner and they take them home for a few days?
Yeah, Saturday I do a 90-minute lesson, and then, then they have like one thing to work on, and then the second week it's like, hey, keep doing your bed command, but now you're gonna start working on this, so on and so forth. And I found it works really well. Occasionally I'll have a client where we end up doing 4, 5, 6, 7 follow-up lessons, but most of the time it's 1, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Just because things are good. And, it's nice for owners because it really reduces the amount of information they have to take in at once.
Yes.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
true.
So give me some, so obviously you said, like, obviously from a use standpoint, that's providing like quite a bit of decreased stress as far as having some kind of, breaks and not needing to be on for like 4 weeks fucking straight and this and that, especially when you're doing it out of your house. Give me some like pros and cons you've noticed from like a training standpoint as you're working with the clients with this. Obviously you said a big pro is you're working with them basically just one command at a time, getting them in the groove with things. What else are you kind of noticing in structuring it that way? Because I've seen a few other trainers play around with a similar idea, which is like, Monday through Friday, right? The dog is staying with them training, then they do a go-home lesson, dog goes home for the weekend, they work with it, dog comes back, and they kind of repeat that cycle for a few weeks as well.
Yeah. So I've really only noticed all pros, honestly. Like I will occasionally do a more traditional board and train where it's like 2 or 3 weeks, if someone's on vacation or something like that.
Yeah.
And inevitably, and perhaps it's just how I'm marketing my services. I don't know, but inevitably when I do that, it's not as satisfying of an experience. And I feel like the client isn't as invested.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then it's too much information for them to take in. Things slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. And yes, we could do more follow-up lessons. And I have done that. And, it's not that it's crap or anything.
Sure.
But with the way that I've been doing it, I do notice a lot of pros for the dogs, perhaps counterintuitively. Like nervous dogs especially, that first week, they're like, where the fuck am I? Like, what's going on? And it basically in the first week, I get the dog used to my routine. I get them used to being in their kennel, get them used to the potty runs and the feeding times and all that stuff. I teach a bed command the first week because that's a really easy place to start with for the dog, for the owners. And then Saturday comes around, I'll have the go home lesson with the dog and the owners, and the dog is like, oh my God, you're back. Oh, this is crazy. I thought I was living with this guy forever. You know what I mean? And then almost every single time, like I've had a couple dogs that were really, 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 really nervous, where it maybe took 2 or 3 weeks to get to this point. But almost always the difference from week 1 to week 2, it's like it's a totally different dog because they come back and they're like, I know where I am. I like you kind of now, or at least I'm not terrified of you. I know none of my BS works here. Like I have to get in the kennel when it's time to go in the kennel. I have to come out of the kennel when it's time to go out of the kennel. I know, there's other dogs here that also are not being crazy and this, that. So it really helps for the dogs, I think, to just not get stuck in like, where am I? What's happening? Am I ever going to see my family? Obviously, not that they're thinking about that like a human would, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
for
sure.
It seems to help them adjust.
Yeah.
And then for the humans as well, from a training standpoint, from an informational standpoint, it's really great to just have a chunk of information and then be able to practice at home, rest and digest, troubleshoot. I have a lot of week 1 troubleshooting, which we can circle back to, that comes up, which is really valuable for owners, I think. But then also it's like, oh, I'm sending my dog away to boot camp for 3.5 days at a time.
Yeah.
It's so much of an easier sell for somebody that may really want to do it.
Yes.
But doesn't want to say goodbye to their dog for a month.
100%. That's always what I have found to be, for clients, like the biggest hurdle with the board and trains is like not even the cost associated with it or anything, but it's just, damn, a month. It's like, you're asking me to be away from my dog for a month. And it's funny, we joke about it. Like now it's like a month seems like short to me because, there's a lot of these trainers out there that are doing like 6, 8, 10-week programs and stuff, which I'm like, damn, that's super fucking long.
That's a long time.
But it's like you are kind of getting a lot of the same perks, of the board and train, without the serious commitment of like, damn, your dog's gonna be gone for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And I think I think from like just a stress of caring for the dog standpoint, from the trainer, like, something like that obviously is going to be so much easier because you have so much less to worry about like, dogs getting cooped up in the kennel for too long because they can go home and they get all their fucking energy and shit out of their system,
exactly.
come back, and then it's like fresh mind and stuff. So,
right.
I always say, like, when it comes to like programs and stuff and how you structure them, you could make anything work as long as you structure it properly,
Agreed.
I think most of the time when I see people struggling with a board and train or struggling with a one-on-one program or this or that, it's not that inherently the program is bad. It's just like the way you're doing it is just not efficient. And you're usually, with board and trains, most people are just like slamming owners with entirely too much information, entirely too fast, So that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
What, so you were talking about like like week 1 troubleshooting and stuff that you're running into. Like what?
Yeah. So I have, and this is kind of funny. If anyone that has worked with me is listening to this, I'm not making fun of you. Okay. Because I always tell clients, like, this stuff happens to me too. You know what I mean? Where like I do something dumb or I wasn't paying attention, then I do something dumb. It's just, that's life, right? But a fairly common thing. So I have this 3-step protocol that I teach people for going from on leash to off leash. So because I am just one person, I don't like fully off leash train the dogs.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do the foundation and then I teach owners how to get to that point. But I'm always like, please do not just go let your dog off leash at the park today. This is a bad idea. Even if the dog is ready for it, which often they are, it's a bad idea because you're not ready for it.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? So I have this 3-step little system that I teach, which step 1 is we're working a command and we have the leash in our hand, right? Step 2, the leash is now dragging. Okay, so the leash is on the dog, but it's just dragging on the ground.
Yeah.
Step 3, we unclip and now we're off leash. And I kind of teach people to always scaffold into their training sessions, meaning like if your dog is struggling with finding the down position when the leash is in your hand, don't make it harder.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea. It's not going to go well. You know what I mean? But if they're doing really well, drop the leash on the ground, and then at some point you skip step 1. It's like, I know I don't need to start with the leash in my hand because I know my dog has mastered that. So I can just have a drag line on and we can, go into being simulated off leash.
Yeah, for sure.
And I have found that for myself and with clients to be extremely helpful. And I think anytime we as trainers can give a client a very concrete step-by-step system to follow, it alleviates a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Where, I might do something different. Like I might, if I'm working on recall, I might say, screw it. I'm in my backyard. I'm not going to have the leash on at all. I'm just going to do negative reinforcement with the e-collar and like some movement or whatever. And I know that I'll be able to figure that out if troubleshooting is needed. You can't have an owner do that because it's so fuzzy. It's so nebulous.
Yeah.
So I always make a point in the first lesson to explain that, like, we're not going straight to off leash. Always have the leash on, always have your tools on, never give formal commands when you don't have the stuff on, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of that I learned from you, and so just like I've kind of made it my own, and it's like, hey, do it this way. don't skip steps, like go slow, do it right, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I'll get someone call me like on Sunday, like, oh God, like it just went really bad and the dog like didn't listen and he's fucking hiding in the basement. And then I ask a couple questions and it's like, oh, there's a leash on the dog.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, it's not a big deal. We can totally get past this, but basically what happened is you allowed your dog to find a loophole and that loophole was hiding in the basement. Now I don't have to listen.
Yes.
So if we have a leash on, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, 100%. Yeah, like I would say, like there's prerequisites for everything, you know, and like as we're working towards certain goals, like even if a dog might be ready for something or an owner might be ready for something, it's like we still got to work through those things and like ultimately like make sure we're checking the boxes that like all of these foundational steps we need to make sure the dog knows that they know them before we jump into the big thing, you know. And you do that a couple times, you realize the dog is sound with those things, it's like then you could start jumping right into the big thing. But until you get that point, it's like, yeah, for sure. And yeah, like dude, people don't do well with the gray. Not
at all.
Like I had this conversation with when we had the Merge Canine episode. We did this like 3-hour episode with this dude in Spain, and you know, we were talking about like, can you systematize dog training? And it's like, well, yes and no. You know, like obviously every dog is going to be different. Every dog is going to need to have the pieces applied in a different way, but each one of those individual pieces does kind of have steps to follow in order to do it properly, right?
Yeah.
So those steps might change from client to client and dog to dog, but like, yeah, we can give people, like when I'm working with a dog that has human aggression issues, it's like, yo, like, hey, when you're introducing him to people, here are the steps you're going to follow every single time you do it. And yeah, like as we do that, we could, you know, if a client calls and says, hey, this didn't go well, it's like we could figure out exactly which step it didn't go well in. We could fix what you did wrong in it and make sure it goes better next time. Or we could figure out that you were skipping steps and that's why it went wrong, and then really quickly fix it from there. So I think it just helps being a really good like diagnostic tool for us trainers as well. So yeah,
totally,
dude,
man.
100%.
Totally. Yeah.
100%. So cool. Yeah, I think that's cool. I mean, all that stuff is obviously so normal. So are you doing a ton of like behavior mod stuff, or like what kind of dogs are you seeing currently? What kind of issues are you getting predominantly right now?
Generally, hold on. Come on, buddy. My dog wants to come on the couch.
Oh yeah.
Argo, say hi. Come on, bud. Come on, old man. There you go. He's almost 12.
Man.
Whoa.
So yeah, the leaps are getting a little harder. Yeah, I would say I get a lot of reactivity.
Yeah.
I get a lot of handling issues. I've been getting more and more fearful, nervous dogs. Once in a while, I'll get a puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
So it's the normal stuff, you know.
Yeah. Puppies, speaking of, fucking are so annoying, by the way. It's funny, I have this new puppy right now, and I'm realizing why I have always for the longest time said puppies suck, and I generally speaking don't ever want to get a puppy. Because I'll tell you, the lack of sleep that I'm getting currently, because this dog fucking wakes me up at 3:30 in the morning every single day to go outside, sucks. The diligence of just locked in supervising this dog every fucking second of the day, the diligence of letting him just like scream in his crate until he fucking stops every single day, taking him outside to go to the bathroom like every like 30 minutes or so. This is probably my biggest claim to fame so far, is I've had this dog for exactly 8 days now. Not one accident in the crate or out of the crate. I think that's a testament to all the things I've ever said, which is you could make this really fucking easy for yourself or really fucking hard for yourself. But the thing that I am now caveating onto that is in making it really fucking easy on yourself, it also will be really hard to make it really easy on yourself.
Exactly.
Because I will
like
make sure this dog
to...
is not shitting in the house or in his crate or anything like that. But it is going to result in me being so fucking locked in with this dude, getting him out like every goddamn second. So yeah, puppies suck, dude.
It's a really interesting comparison to training a dog, which obviously we're talking about training a dog, but I mean like the human side of it. It's like I have to be really on and really locked in for like maybe a month or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I can start to ease back. That's exactly how it goes when you're, especially with behavior modifications.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be all over your ass every second of every moment at all times. But then once it becomes like a habit, then it becomes easy. It's funny. It's kind of the same thing.
That's a good comparison for sure. Because same. Yeah, it's like dogs go home from a board and train. It's like if people could fucking lock in for like 4 weeks, dude. Like, and just, same deal. Like, dog never out of your sight, right? Always ready for anything. Position to address stuff, right? Like, any of the problems you used to have, being in a position to have a plan for them every time they come up. If you could do that for a month, man, you'll be in such good shape. But it's when people do that with puppies or with adult dogs. Like, with puppies, it's like, oh, well, like, they take a shower and they just leave the dog loose in their bedroom while they're taking a shower. Or it's like, oh, I got to run. Like, there's been a million times, like, my office is up here, right, in my second floor. And there's been a couple times where it's like, I got to come up here and get something. Like, I just had my fucking whatever yesterday. I had to pay my workers' comp balance, right? And I had to come up and get a check and an envelope and all this kind of stuff. And I brought the fucking puppy up with me, right? It's like, you're coming up with me, even though I'm going to be up here for 3 minutes. You are not going to be unsupervised for 3 minutes of time because you do that once. It's like they
man,
chew the fucking thing in the corner. Whatever.
I always tell people, like, I like to phrase it in this way, like, if there is wiggle room, the dog will find it. If there is a loophole, the dog will find it. You know, now the degree to which they'll exploit it, that depends on the individual dog. But if it's there, they will know.
100%. So yeah, it's been fun. I'm just living puppy life over here right now, though. Another thing I was thinking about too the other day was, not to make this conversation just about my new puppy, but how the fuck do people that like work just like traditional jobs get puppies? Like, how does that even work?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, we still haven't left this dog alone for, I think the longest we've left him alone in his crate for like 3.5 hours, maybe. Right. And that even, I was kind of like, I mean, he was fine with it, but I was like, fucking checking my watch, like, shit, we gotta get home. This dude's been home for a while, whatever. I truly don't understand how people that, like, you know, a couple that both goes and works a 9 to 5 gets an 8-week-old puppy. Like, how does that work? Unless you're like, have somebody watching the dog constantly or pet sitting. Like, my wife and I have like super flexible schedules because like I make my schedule and then she's a nurse, so she only works 3 days a week and then is home the other days. So it's like we could like designate all of our time for these first couple weeks to this dude. I have no clue how other people do it, though. I was really thinking about that. That might be half of the reason why people struggle with puppies.
I was about to say, you just answered the age-old question of why people have problems with their puppies.
Dude.
Because they get it and they're like, and they don't realize, I need to be on top of this thing. Like, it's a puppy, but it's also like a baby. Like, I have to be with it all the time. And then they're like, uh-oh.
Right.
Well, I was going to ask you the question about like, oh, well, Bender was 8 weeks old. Like, how did you guys do it? But then, fucking Devin worked at Heights, so she could just take him every day.
Yes, we just brought him to the doggy daycare every day.
Yeah, for sure.
That was amazing, for sure. If she hadn't been there, I think about it. I'm like, Bender would have been a psychopath.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but I have an Australian cattle dog. And like, I'm sure if
I've watched most of the podcast episodes, I know all about him.
Okay. That he would be a hellion, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If we hadn't had,
it's a good word.
Yeah. Him go to daycare every day when he was little.
Yeah.
He'd been a psychopath.
Yeah.
He's already a psychopath, but he'd be an untrained psychopath.
Yeah. Have you, Brett, had a actual puppy yourself?
No.
Okay.
This one. Yeah. I'm in the same boat as you, man. The only thing that would make me get a puppy would be if I really wanted a dog of a specific kind.
Yeah.
Which I do. So I may get one, but I would probably take a month off work. Like, not even kidding. Or maybe like I would do some lessons, like maybe 1 or 2 lessons a day, but I wouldn't be doing board and trains like the first month of having a puppy.
Sure. Yeah,
that sounds awful to me.
That's the reason why we got one. Like, I generally am not super picky with the breeds I have, but like we wanted another Malinois specifically. So like, all right, we're getting a puppy one.
Yeah.
The first like 2 weeks though. Yeah. I mean, we're through week 1 and I'm actually stressed because like I said, we're leaving for Milwaukee and I have one of my trainers taking him for the 5 days that I'm gone. And I was like telling her yesterday, I was like, Mercy, I was like, I swear to God, I was like, you cannot let this dog have an accident while I'm gone. I was like, don't ruin all the hard work that I put in, please. And I know she won't, right? And if he does have an accident with her, it's not going to be her fault. Like, it's going to be a total change of everything. But I'm like, fuck. Like, it's like the timing couldn't have been worse, where it's like, we didn't know when these puppies were going to be born. We thought they were going to be born like 2 weeks earlier than they actually were. So the dog would have been so much older at this point. I would have had it for like 3 weeks at that point and stuff. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm already fucking stressing about that. But dude, he's been good so far. Like the housebreaking, like I said, has been fucking easy. Like he's so locked in where like you take him outside, he hits grass, he just fucking goes now. Like he holds it in the crate super well. Like honestly, the only negatives that I've had so far with him are, I don't know if you listened to the episode I did. Actually, I don't know if that one came out yet or not, where I talked about it. But dude, day one when I got him, I took him home and took him out, and he shit, and then he turned around and went to go fucking eat it. And I was like, dude, we are absolutely not gonna do that. Absolutely not gonna do that. So he got the business for that. And I think I sent a good message, and he tried it maybe 2 more times after that. And same deal. We put the absolute kibosh on that. Yeah. And he hasn't even thought about doing that in like days now, which is great. Probably 4 or 5 days.
That's good, man.
Thought about it.
Yeah, I had a German Shepherd puppy for board and train in February, I think. And say like he would shit, turn around, oh, what's that? Or sometimes like when I started letting him out with some of the other dogs, like later on, after they had all met and whatnot, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, like he tried to eat the shit out of another dog's ass.
Dude, we've seen that before.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, stop.
We've seen dogs contort their body and eat it like as it's like coming out of them before, which is the most disgusting thing in the world.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Thanks.
Dude, that's why the first time I saw it, I remember I got home and we drove all day, got home. It was late, right? Barely slept that night, and I woke up to that, and I was just fucking like raging inside. I was so fucking pissed off. I said, I am not gonna fucking deal with this. It again, testament to he's had no unsupervised. There's been not one single opportunity for this little motherfucker to get away with it. So we've been able to inhibit it successfully.
Dude, I'll tell you, man. I don't know if you recall. You probably do because we talked about this quite a bit. But I used to teach middle school.
Yeah,
and that is exactly what is required to be successful when you're a teacher. It's like, no, I'm always watching. You can't get away with anything. Yes. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
And they know. It's the same, like, whether it's a dog or a puppy, or I mean, I think it's true with adults as well, but it's much more clear cut when we have like a leader follower relationship.
Yeah.
Whatever the loophole is, they will find it.
Yeah.
They will.
Mm-hmm.
Got to make sure.
Usually very quickly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, okay. So you had texted me originally when you wanted to do this podcast. I can't remember exactly what it was, but you had a topic you wanted to get into.
Yeah. I was just thinking about like the language that we use, that everyone uses in regards to dog training. And this might get a little confusing. So, to anyone listening, feel free to just say fuck it and don't listen to the next 20 minutes or whatever. But
trust.
Particularly,
what was his name? The one from
Leandro.
Yeah, Leandro. Like that was. If people can make it through that, we'll be fine. Because they got real sciencey. Yeah. So,
I listened to the first one with him. That's Merge Canine, right?
Yes. Yep, that's Merge Canine.
Yeah, I listened to the first 1 or 2 with him. The third one, I was like, I'm good.
Dude, you know what's funny is the third one I think was the best one out of all of them. Because finally, as we got to the end of it, like the last hour of it, we just the conversation just flowed so nicely, where it was like less of this like dissecting everything and more just talking. And like honestly, that was my favorite part about like any of them was the end of the third one.
I will listen to it.
Skip the first hour and a half and just listen to the end. Yeah. Okay, anyways.
Sorry.
All right, shoot. What do we got here?
So I was thinking about the term suppression.
Okay.
Right? And whatever. It's just a word. doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But it struck me that the way it's used in dog training, I think, is kind of weird.
Okay.
So and caveat, I'm not a scientist. I might be totally full of shit about all of this, okay? But in human psychology, as far as I understand it, suppression means that we're consciously pushing something down such that it's not in our awareness, such that we don't see it, that we don't notice it.
Okay.
Right? So, and generally it's with like troublesome thoughts or urges or whatever. You know, it's like push it down, make it so that it's not in our awareness.
Yes.
And then in dog training, it means, I guess it means the same thing, but really what it usually means when people say that is positive punishment. Would you agree with that?
Say that again. Say
so
the
in
last
dog
part
training,
right there again.
Yeah, suppression generally, I think it means kind of the same thing as the human psychology definition, but the way people actually use it, they mean you're using positive punishment. You're just suppressing that unwanted behavior, and that's seen generally as a negative in a lot of circles anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yes and no, right? So like just to reduce, I think it is used in conjunction with that a lot, because like the probably most common way to suppress or inhibit something is by using positive punishment, but it is still a separate. I think that most, I guess myself, I would recognize that it is still a separate thing, right? You could suppress things in other ways than just positive punishment, obviously.
Yeah. And so that's what I was thinking about, where I was like, and again, rightly or wrongly, that's how I hear the term used a lot. And I'm not a big social media guy. I don't like listen to a lot of dog training content or I'm not like on Instagram or TikTok all the time or anything like this. But that's how I hear it used a lot, is like, oh, you're suppressing the behavior. You're just like squishing it down, right? You're just punishing whatever. And that got me to thinking, well, but that's not actually like, that's not really the whole picture of what suppression is. And if we're doing, a force-free protocol where let's just say with dog reactivity, right? Like, we're staying at a distance, we're teaching an alternate, or we're trying to get the dog to do an alternate behavior. We're getting them to engage with the handler. We're rewarding with food, whatever it looks like. It doesn't really matter. But that kind of protocol, the goal of it is so that we don't see that unwanted behavior.
Yeah, sure.
Which, if we're following the definition from human psychology, that is suppression.
So I get where you're going with this. So I did pull up we got the definition here. Let's see what we got here. So suppression is the conscious act of holding back, inhibiting, or preventing something from being expressed, known, or happening. The meaning changes slightly depending on the context. So if we look at just that, the conscious act of holding back, right? So that would be a dog intentionally trying to not do something. Inhibiting, right? They're inhibiting the behavior. Or preventing something from being expressed. See, I guess where I would get confused on if your example of like the force-free approach would be suppression or not would be, does the preventing something from being expressed apply to like something else preventing? So me preventing the dog from doing something, you know what I mean? So if I'm just managing a dog, right? If my dog jumps on people and I'm holding them back with a leash to manage them from not jumping on people, am I actively would that constitute this? Would that mean I am suppressing the behavior in that moment? You know what I mean?
I would view it more as like the prevention side of things.
Yeah.
So like having a protocol like, oh, no, we're gonna do a sit and you can't come by the dog for 5 minutes until he fully calms down. Like, I think that's suppression.
Yeah.
It's not positive punishment, obviously.
Yes.
But that's kind of the point that I'm trying to make, is that I think it's weird that in a lot of cases, suppression has become sort of synonymous with positive punishment, and it's inherently a bad thing.
Yeah.
And that's not true. We're conflating two terms and saying, well, this is bad. But it's like, if we're doing it the other way or the nicer way or whatever, if our goal is, I don't want to see the reactive outburst, I want to prevent it from happening, that is suppression.
Yeah.
So I just think it's weird how that's talked about. And I know we could go in a rabbit hole about all the weird ways language is used in the dog training world, because there's a lot of really weird ones.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that don't make sense, or it's like, why are we having a different term for something that we don't need because we already have a term for it that's well established, and so on and so forth. But I don't know, that just kind of popped into my head one day, and I was like, that's odd. That's really odd.
I think where people, if I had to straw man it, I think where people have the issue with suppression, like the force-free side in particular, is like looking at the definition as the conscious act of holding back, inhibiting, or preventing something from being expressed. They would look at that like, why is the dog needing to hold back their feelings of wanting to do something, when their whole thing is like, change the root cause, right? Change the way they feel about something, so the urge to do it isn't there, and we don't need to suppress the urge to do it. You know what I mean?
But how do you change it?
How do you change their feelings and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
you have to have some level of management.
Well,
right?
Not necessarily. I mean, a counter conditioning approach would successfully, like, they would constitute that as like, manage it as you're solving it, right?
Yeah.
So you could manage the behavior and counter condition the behavior as you're slowly reducing the management till you hit a point where it's like, okay, dog's scared of people coming in, find their threshold, counter condition, find the next threshold, counter condition, until there's no more threshold, right? They're just not scared of the person anymore.
Yes. So my point with that is, working thresholds is suppression, because you're trying to avoid the unwanted behavior happening.
So I think I agree with you, right? I guess this is where I would need to know, like I'd said at the very beginning, of like, this preventing something from being expressed, known, or happening, is that something that the being that is being suppressed is consciously doing, or somebody else doing it to them can be suppression? You know what I mean? Right?
Yes.
Because like, if I am actively preventing myself from going and robbing that bank, right? Or I am actively doing something, I am managing myself, I am intentionally not going into the bar so I don't drink if I'm a recovering alcoholic, right? Or things like that. Like, yes, that absolutely is suppression, right? I am doing something to suppress my urge to do the behavior, right?
Yep.
If I'm like, God, I want to fucking go rob the bank, and Josh is like grabbing me by the back of the shirt, like, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. Like, does that still constitute suppression? I don't know. I don't know.
I think with dog training, it does, because your dog is never, ever going to be in that situation without you, for most people. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, they're not free beings. You know what I mean? Like, they're basically prisoners in our homes, in our lives.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't, and before I offend anyone, that doesn't mean they don't love us. It's just like, it's true. You're not like leaving your doors and windows open and like, see if I don't make good choices, right? Like,
yeah. No, I agree with you, right? Scientifically, though, if I'm being held in the example, I like to use human examples for this kind of stuff, because I just feel like we could resonate more with them. Josh is holding me back by the back of the shirt from going and robbing the bank, right? Is my urge suppressed in that moment? I don't think so, right? Like, am I suppressed, right? Like, does the urge need to be suppressed?
Motivation level, right? Like, again, it's kind of just like dog training. Like, if the attempt to suppress it is like, I'm just holding you back,
well, sure,
that might not be motivating enough. But if the attempt to suppress it is like, hey, if you do this, I'm going to hit you in the head with a baseball.
Well, that's the difference between management and positive punishment, though, right? So, like, yes, the secondary example, if Josh holds me back and hits me in the head with a baseball bat, and I care enough about being hit in the head with a baseball bat to not want to rob the bank anymore, that absolutely is suppression in that moment, because I would, right, the being, because I look at this of like, it has to be the being is suppressed, right? Like, I am suppressed then in that moment. But if I'm just being held back, right, just being managed, and that is not effective negative reinforcement to me, that is not effective positive punish to me in that moment, I am not actively suppressed. I am just not rehearsing the behavior. But does that still constitute suppression? I don't know the answer to that, right?
Yeah.
I definitely get where you're going with it, right? And like I said, I think I agree for sure. But I don't know if I would constitute something being held back with a lead, like management, like on a harness or something like a force-free person would do as they're doing a classical conditioning approach or a counter conditioning approach. I am not sure I would constitute that as suppression still.
Sure.
Maybe, like I said, I would just need more clarity on like whoever makes the fucking definitions to tell me if that actually constitutes it or not. You know?
No, I know what you're saying. And like, it's very fuzzy, right? I think if the goal of whoever's in charge, whether that's you in charge of yourself or a human in charge of their dog, if the goal is we are doing this protocol so I do not see this unwanted expression.
Yeah, sure.
I view that as suppression, I guess is the conclusion I've come to.
If that is the definition we were working off of, I would agree with you completely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And then just to for fun, like if we look up the definition in the context of dog training, let's see what that says. Suppression defined in dog training. Suppression means stopping or preventing an unwanted behavior, typically through use of aversives or physical corrections.
Yeah, I see the same thing. So in my AI overview on Google, it says in dog training, suppression refers to using aversive consequences or corrections to stop an outward behavior without addressing the underlying emotional cause or teaching the dog an alternative action. While the behavior temporarily stops, the dog's internal motivation or fear remains. Okay, first off, fuck you, Google, and your AI overview for giving me a completely biased answer to that question.
Yep. Yeah, dude. And I got into a debate with the AI over this a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So one thing it said to me was a dog in a state of suppression cannot learn. To which I replied, like, that's a lie. If I burn my hand on the stove and then I don't touch the stove again, have I not learned something?
What is a
and then
state
it
of
replied like,
though?
oh, like, you're correct.
Like
well,
what
exactly?
That's where like steel manning our side of things, right? Like what is a state of suppression, right? So like okay, a state of suppression could be my dog. So okay, my dog wants to jump on people. I've punished them for jumping on people. They're no longer jumping, but they're in the presence of the person, and they would want to jump, but they are actively not jumping to avoid the consequence. I guess I could say that's a state of suppression, but like that just applies to that individual situation. Behavior. That doesn't mean like baseline they're in a state of suppression. So when the urge to no longer jump on the person is not there, they still are in a state of suppression. Like that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. That assumes that like balanced trainers were just like randomly beating the shit out of our dogs and randomly correcting them for nothing.
Well,
that would create like a general like, oh, I'm scared to do anything. But obviously that's not what we're doing.
More specifically,
why would you?
Like this state of suppression they are using in like synonymously to a dog being shut down or in a state of learned helplessness, right? Which is like if you made that statement you made a minute ago to a dog in a state of learned helplessness, like cannot learn, I might temporarily agree with you a little bit with that, but like that's not what we're talking. You know, that's like
not what we're
those
talking
are completely different things.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's where this gets so confused. Like to make this more practical, this is where this stuff gets so confusing for dog owners because it's like these very confidently stated lies, you know, or like untruths, or it's like, oh, this is always that. It's like, no, it is not. That's not true. And I can't sympathize enough with dog owners having to fucking sift through all the bullshit to get the help they need.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like that. Like, yes, we use suppression, right? Like, no, it's not a bad thing, right? Like like the fairy tale world that like the force-free community likes to create, that like there will never be anything that your dog is just like uncomfortable with, and you know they should
try that in the
like
jungle,
everything.
right?
Like it's just it's just not real. I had this conversation with a client the other day. I've got this client that I'm working with, or I should say I've been working with for about a year now or so, that has super dangerous dog, right? Really, really aggressive dog. Mm-hmm. And this dog is just like made light years of progress. Like he's doing excellent, right? They have good routines for how they could introduce him to new people. He's, he's very manageable for them, this, that. And they were kind of like, they were asking me a question about, when they leave the house, he's always had some separation anxiety issues. And they were like, yeah, we leave the house. And like, sometimes like his behavior fluctuates from like, he's just like fine when we leave the house to sometimes as they're leaving, they'll notice him start getting a little anxious and like, whatever, just start showing various stress signs. Right. And they were like, well, what can we do to fix that? And like, I kind of had the conversation with them. I was like, okay, well, like, are any of those behaviors like detrimental? Is he hurting himself? Is he destroying things in your house, et cetera, et cetera? And they were just like, no, like he's fine with all that. I was like, okay. I was like, well, like, listen, I was like, we could always do things to strive to improve on our dog's feelings about stuff. Right. But like, we do hit a point sometimes where it's like dogs are never going to be perfect. Right. Like there are going to be dogs that have genes that tell them that shit's going to make you anxious sometimes. Right. And shit's going to be scary sometimes to you. And like it is, I think, doing a disservice to your relationship with your dog to try to act like you're going to make your dog not scared or anxious of those things. Because what happens, I think the force-free community falls into this trap. They never let their dog be the best version of themselves, because they're constantly always nitpicking little things that might be fearful. Like they're creating a production around everything. Yes. And constantly wanting their dog to be better than what they are.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I've ever like outwardly said this like this before, but it's like until you accept who your dog is, right? You will always be stuck in this trap of not being okay with where they're at and always just like striving to improve on those things, which can wind up creating more stress and not allow them to just like live their life.
Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we have to then the logical next question to that in my mind is that force free? If I'm living with another being and I'm like, hey, I don't accept you as you are.
Sure.
Is that really force free?
Yeah. No, that's a good question.
It feels pretty forceful to me. It's like, oh, I'm not okay as I am. And you're going to be constantly like doing this weird shit to like manipulate my feelings.
Yeah.
Like that to me feels extremely icky.
I like the way that you just said that of like doing things to manipulate their feelings, right? Instead of just like allowing them to feel those things and being there to support them. But like, this is good. I like this because this is a different conversation. I haven't really talked about this like this before. Like I used to share all the time with Vinny when I first got him. I've told this a million times on this podcast. He always was just a weird, anxious fucking Malinois, right? Like he's just a weirdo, right? Like whatever. So Vinny and I, for the first like year and a half to 2 years of me owning him, right? I was just like, that was when I was like young dog trainer, seeing all this stuff on the fucking internet, seeing all these dog trainers talk about how you can fix every fucking problem under the sun. And I just remember every single fucking day, dude, like basically just beating my fucking head against a wall because I was like trying to fix and nitpick all of these various things with him. Oh, he's dreaming. Look at
he's dreaming down there.
Yeah, do you hear those squeaks right there? Dude, he was just like passed out, just like squeaking and like flopping on the ground there.
Yeah, mine was a little few minutes ago too.
How cute.
Are you guys co-resonating?
So I beat my head against the wall because I was constantly trying. I was like, I couldn't accept his like weird crate anxiety. I couldn't accept his fucking when he would get excited and start like spinning circles around my living room. Like I couldn't accept like insert any fucking behavioral issue, right? And it wasn't until and I was like talking to other trainers. I was like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Try this, try this, try this, try this. And dude, I did so much shit to try to manipulate his emotions, as you're saying, and try to get him to stop doing these things and whether suppress or counter condition, because I went all fucking directions with this.
Yep.
And obviously it didn't work. And it wasn't until I just like, and I think it was I don't think there was a moment. I think it was just this subconscious thing where I realized it wasn't working. And I was like, I'm doing just so much shit that's causing so much like contention between our relationship. Like, And I just like accepted the issues, right? And I still like, if things got egregious or really problematic, like I would stop them or I would solve them or I would do whatever I needed to do. But I just kind of accepted him for the fucking weirdo dog that he was. And that just opened me up subconsciously to be able to just like go out and enjoy him and like do things and have fun. And it's like we weren't constantly stuck in this training cycle and everything. And he just got to be a dog. And because he was being a dog, he just got inevitably better than with those things that like used to like frustrate me before. And like that is what I try to strive to get my clients to do. And when I see force-free trainers in particular that like cannot go for a walk unless they're doing a 27-step fucking counter conditioning approach every time they see any living or moving being out in the walk, right? And like they never can like let the dog just like go explore and like be a dog, and they can't like have people come over their house without doing like 47 look drills and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, you are constantly just not okay with your dog, right? And their behavior, right? And because of that, they could never truly express themselves and be the good dog that we want them to be. And as you were saying, you're just kind of trying to manipulate them constantly. Like that just feels like such a shit life.
Yeah. And you know what? It reminds me very much of a form of codependency where, and this is, I think, often completely invisible to the human, completely unconscious, where you can get into this loop of, I have to do my 27-step protocol to make sure the dog is okay with people coming over. And, you know, it just becomes this thing where like almost like the human and the dog are vibrating on the same wavelength of we are one being doing this together because this is the only way we can do it. And I'm doing this to make you feel better, but really I'm doing it because it makes me feel better. Not always, obviously, but I think that happens a lot of the time. And then it's like, well, you wonder why people get stuck in these habits for years and years and years. It's because you're creating it. And I'm not blaming owners. I'm not saying like this is a conscious like, oh, I'm going to make a weird fucking insane relationship with my dog at all. It's just, what you don't know, you don't see what you can't see. You know, like, truly, it's invisible sometimes. Where you get into this weird codependent relationship with your dog, where you don't accept them as they are, and you're trying to, you know, fix and change things constantly. And then they're a dog, so they're like, okay, I'm going to do whatever, you know, whatever it is we're doing. And it's just, it's a shame, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, there's a reason why I would say, like, most of the people you see in the force-free camp, like, just seem like kind of fucking weird, fucked up individuals. Like, it's, I think there's a direct correlation between that kind of codependent, like, weird, icky relationship they have with their dogs and just, like, who they are as people usually.
What's,
for sure, man.
What's the term? You're trying to fit a square peg in the round hole, right? I feel like that's what, that when you're forcing it like that.
Yeah. And honestly, like, again, like there are great force-free trainers. I'm not saying this is like an evil modality or anything like that. But a lot of the time, what I have seen in my career is people that really want to use a lot of food and a lot of positive reinforcement. And they're really concerned with their dog, like not having negative emotions. There's a very weird energy behind it. And I'm a pretty empathic person. So I pick up on those things almost instantly. Like I can feel that something is in the air, as it were. And it's like, bro, if I can feel it, your dog can fucking feel it. Absolutely. Because they're way more in tune in that way than we as humans are, generally speaking, I think. And it's like, if you're feeding, and this is another thought that I kind of wanted to talk about. So this is a perfect segue. Like, if you're feeding your dog food and the energy behind it is, I don't want you to feel bad. Like, you can't feel that way. I don't like this. You feel bad. Is that really positive reinforcement? You know what I mean? Like, and I know I'm getting a little spiritual here, so turn off the science brain for a second. Like, if I'm going to a fucking massage and the person massaging me is like, I need you to relax. Please relax. Like, is that relaxing to me? Probably not. No. You know what I mean? So
okay,
I see that.
Let me pull it back sciencey. Let me pull the spiritual into the science a little bit here, because I think because I get what you're saying and I agree with what you're saying, but I do think that still would fall into like some scientific terminology here, where like, okay, so we look at, in that moment, the weird giving food or the weird giving a massage is like the massage itself or the food itself should be reinforcing to the dog. And probably by itself, it would be reinforcing to the dog. But if we are doing something that, whether just the vibes or what we're saying or whatever is off-putting to the dog, there is a balance where it's like the food is this reinforcing, right? But what you're doing is this aversive, right? That will offset what's happening with the food, and it will switch it from being, positive reinforcement to like negative reinforcement or positive punishment or whatever in that moment. So I just think it's like you have we have two competing motivators, right? Like one is good, one is bad, right? And I think it's important to separate those things. It's not just one thing. There are two individual things going on at once that are sending different signals to the dog, and one is inevitably going to overshadow the other, right?
For sure. For sure. I like how you science that up, David. That was good. Yeah. And like I've seen that a lot where people like they're really concerned and they're wanting to do all this positive, and it's like you're actually making it worse. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of in this weird codependent loop with your dog where you're like, no, don't feel bad. I need you to feel better. And whatever you're doing from that energetic space or field or whatever we want to call it isn't really going to be helpful. Because they're going to be looking at you like, why the fuck are you acting so weird? And again, this is like, I think this is, for me anyway, this is something I'm really good at noticing those things and pointing those things out to clients. And I think that is even more than training the dog or training the client on how to use the actual training. I think a lot of the times that kind of thing is make or break in the degree of success that a client is going to have. It's like, hey, this dynamic that's invisible to you right now, I'm going to point it out so you can realize how this is holding you back or keeping you stuck or like actually adding a lot more stress onto your dog that you're not even noticing. That kind of thing.
So I think that I again agree with you. And I think that, a lot of those things can be make or breaks. I think they could be, and I'm sure you're already doing this, but I think the mistake that I see a lot of people make when they focus on those types of things is they focus on the overall energy, where they're like, hey, you're just being weird right now. Like you're sending these helpful. Like, it's not helpful. It's like, what do they do with that? We're like using the example of like the massage one, I feel like is good that you used, where it's like, oh yeah, a massage should be nice. But if they're going, I need you to relax every 4 seconds, right? Like, yes, they're giving weird, their energy is making them do that, obviously, right? But is the energy in and of itself the thing that is aversive to me in that moment? Like, probably not. If they just shut the fuck up and did the massage, right? They probably
it would be a lot less bad.
It probably wouldn't be aversive to me in that moment. I might not even realize that they're being fucking all weird and anxious and stuff, and it probably would still be enjoyable. So I try to coach people through like, okay, in that moment, like, hey, zip it, right? Like, stop talking, right? Or, hey, stop petting your dog in this moment. Or like, hey, stop talking to them. Or insert whatever behavior that they're doing when they're getting anxious. I try to focus on those things because then it's clear. It's not gray. People can be aware of those behaviors that they're doing then in that moment. Right?
Well, do you feel
totally? Yeah. I'm a pretty like spiritual dude, so. And we've talked about this before at one point or another. Like, I think the big downfall of Cesar Millan, or not downfall, but like his blind spot was he assumed that everyone else could be as spiritually in tune with animals as he was. And then it never worked. It's like, bro, no one knows what you're talking about. Like, and I, not that I agree with every technique he did or anything like that, but all the spiritual type stuff he would say about whatever, I think he's spot on with most all of that. But it's not something that you can just like it's like if someone's trying to learn to meditate and I'm sitting there like, oh, you just relax and stop thinking. It's like, what? Yeah. That's not very helpful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whenever I do something, like sometimes I'll feel this like pull to, hey, I'm not sharing affection per se with your dog. I'm just sharing calm energy. And I might like put my hand on their back or whatever. But you don't need to do this. Just, I'm telling you what I'm doing and why. Just in one ear and out the other. This is not a technique for you to replicate or anything like that. So I always try to like separate out, like, I'm feeling this and I'm just intuitively doing it. This is not like, I'm not teaching you how to fucking energy healing your dog or anything like that, you know?
So
but a common example, go ahead.
I just want to piggyback off that for a second, because I feel like this full circles us back to the initial thing we talked about where we were discussing suppression. This is a great example of how I view like rehabbing dogs with behavioral issues. Is like in the human example we just talked about, when they're acting fucking weird, the things they're doing are usually the issue. So I could inhibit those things or suppress those things, right? Because I'm not fixing the underlying emotion. Like usually they are still anxious, right? Or they are still nervous or whatever, but they're not doing those specific behaviors, which obviously helps to be able to then craft the better relationship with the dog. So I'm implementing suppression, but what winds up happening is then usually they're anxious because they're nervous the dog is going to start reacting, or they're going to bite the person, or they're going to go after the other dog when they're socializing them. As they fix the things they're doing that are making the dog worse, right? The dog gets better. Their anxiety and fear naturally gets counter-conditioned through positive encounters in those situations. Then the underlying emotion winds up getting fixed in and of itself, right? So the suppression opens up the ability to then build new positive emotions with things for the human, but also for the dog, which is why, again, inherently, I do think that, to the point, I don't necessarily think that force-free trainers are, you know, based on the definitions we talked about, not to dive back into it, are using suppression. But I don't also think that that means that suppression is a bad thing, because yes, I am going to use force or aversives, right? Whether positive punishment or whether negative punishment, obviously, in order to suppress that behavior so you could build more positive encounters, right?
Yeah. It's almost like they're flipped, you know, like the force-free way is... Like whether we agree or disagree on the definition of suppression, like the force-free way is let me make you feel better about it so you don't do it anymore. And then the balanced way is we're going to stop you doing it so that you can think right, and then you will feel better about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they're inverse
100%.
of each other.
So, okay, well, you were going to say something on it.
So a common example of this kind of thing, like a really clear, concrete example of the previous thing of like these invisible kind of energy things that are going on is this has happened to me dozens of times. I swear to God, like we'll be doing a bed stay or something with a very anxious dog and they're just sitting there staring at the owner like it's really hard for them to relax and unplug. And then invariably the owner is like staring right fucking back at the dog, the same energy. And then they go, God, they just keep staring at me. Right. And this is one of my favorite things. I'm like, can I point something out to you? You're also staring at the dog. And then they're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that. And that allows them to break the dynamic. It's like, they're not able to unplug from you fully right now. And neither are you able to fully unplug from them. But you weren't aware of that. Now that you're aware of it, just look somewhere else. Read a book. Play some video games. You know what I mean? And then over time, that energetic decoupling will happen.
For sure.
But just don't feed it by staring back at them the whole time. You know?
And this is where, you know, dog training is just like we were talking about, like you can't systemize everything because everybody has a different baseline relationship with them. They're struggling with different issues. You know, sometimes we have to do suppression on owners. Sometimes we have to do suppression on dogs. Sometimes we got to do counter conditioning with either or. It's like, there's just a million. I mean, there's just so many different dynamics to it. And I think to act like there's not, and there's just like a one way to do everything just completely negates.
It's insanity.
The human relationship, right? And the fact that like there are some people that just can't. And I see this on the balance side too. Like I talk about it all the time. When I see a lot of popular trainers out there that, you know, preach that it's like their way or the highway. But simultaneously they're just like cherry picking like only the best clients for themselves, right? It's like you're like you can't do both. You can't say this is the one way to do it for every dog, but also I need a very particular owner in order to do it that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the rest of them, if they're not willing to do it this way, like they're just like lazy piece of shit owners and like basically like don't deserve to have dogs, or like they'll never get past their issue. Like I just think that logic also is just, it hurts my brain to think about sometimes, because it's like that's not real life.
Very distorted.
Yeah, it's very distorted. Yes.
It's like the truth would be, I like to do it this way because this way is right for me, and my way isn't going to be an ideal fit for every dog or every client, and that's okay.
Wow,
so
Bradley,
if
that
what
was
I'm,
the most logical thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, thank you.
That was so logical.
It's like, if it resonates with you and you resonate with me, we'll be an amazing fit for each other.
Yeah.
If it doesn't resonate,
yes, we're
going to have a lot of friction, whether it's with the dog, with our relationship, trainer to client. And it's, it's okay if we're not meant to be together. Like,
yeah. And that is like, dude, if there were force-free trainers out there that felt that way about things, like I would like fully support that. Right. Like, it's like, because there are some people that resonates with them and they want to do it that way. Right. And whether I think it's the best way or I think it's good or it's going to achieve results or this or that is a whole different conversation. But like, if what you're doing, whatever it is working for you and you like the relationship you're getting with your dog from it. Right. And there are other people that want to hire you for that as well. But like, it doesn't work with many others. It's like, dude, fuck yeah.
Sure.
Go for it.
Go nuts.
I love that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. Like when I was in teacher college, we had a class on classroom management, which classroom management, if you're not familiar, basically means like how you manage your classroom, routines, discipline, systems, et cetera, et cetera. And they had the way they sort of explained it was that there is high control and there's low control, and then there's like medium. It's on a spectrum. So high control was always what resonated with me, like very strict routines. It's more like the balance training way of doing classroom management. And then low control is a little more flowy, loose. Not that there aren't routines, but it's just different. The discipline is different. That would be maybe more like the force-free dog training, right? And in that fucking course, so many times they said to us, there is no right answer. I've seen all of these work really, really well. It just depends on you being in alignment with yourself and doing what works best for you. And that way of viewing it is so, like you said, it's so logical because it's based in reality.
Yeah.
Saying like, no, everyone has to be a low control teacher. What? Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Everyone has to be a high control teacher. Well, that's not right for everyone, It may be right for me, and then I'm going to draw client. And I'm talking about as a trainer now. My way of doing things is going to draw clients to me that resonates with them.
For sure.
And that's a beautiful thing. Like that. Why should it be any different?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I just. It's like the longer I'm in this industry, the more I get frustrated with hearing the like absolutes on things, though. And like I said, I see it in both camps.
Yep.
Almost equally.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
I know you've said this before, but it's everything. It's every industry, every topic. Yeah. Like if I remember correctly, you're kind of getting more into video games lately. Like, man, you watch video game content on YouTube. It's the same shit. Like, it's crazy. The polarities. It's just.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was you that commented on the my Elden Ring soft cap comparison.
Yes.
Yeah, hilarious. I think that's just a necessary state of mind for people to get in. Okay, so you were talking the classroom management stuff. I am curious though. Okay, so you said the high control versus low control, and you felt like the balance community was the high control, the force-free community was the low control. I'm curious to hear like some examples of high control and low control in like a classroom setting, because to me, my initial gut feeling is that it would have been reversed, right? Balanced training, because we are more clear about setting boundaries and like communicating things clearly to dogs using all quadrants of learning, that would be less controlling overall because I can give more freedom. Yes. Where in the force-free side of things, we have to super manage and control everything because we don't have the ability to communicate boundaries, which then teach to make better choices, right?
Yeah. So more, it's not a super neat comparison in that way because you're spot on. But to me, the way that I view like a high control classroom and the way that I ran my classroom was like, there was a system for everything. Like, hey, when we walk into the room in the morning, we're going to do it this way. Then we're going to go to our desks. And like, so I wasn't like micromanaging. It was just, I front loaded the year with, this is how we're going to do this. This is how we're going to do that. This is how we're going to do that. So kind of like you were saying about your puppy. It's like, it's a lot of work the first few weeks of the school year, but then it sort of autopilots itself at a certain point.
That makes sense.
Low control, I don't know because I never operated that way. But I always viewed that as more of like, we'll see how it goes. We're going to do it this way. Lots of reminders rather than like clear disciplinary steps and stuff like that. Like, and I might be completely full of shit on this, or someone else might be viewing it a different way. I don't know, but that's how I conceptualize it. And I think there's so many parallels between teaching or coaching for that matter and training a dog. It's it's like routines, systems, clarity, consistency, those are the vehicles to freedom and letting kids be kids, letting dogs be dogs. They need to know where the line is. They need to know you say what you mean and mean what you say, and that you're always going to be the same you. Like, I might be tired one day, I might be grumpy one day. My expectations are not in any way different whatsoever based on little variations in outside factors and that kind of thing.
I remember back in the day, I wasn't the best student, but I remember back in the day, like there would always be those teachers that were it sounds like low control ones, where like you go into the classroom, and it always was kind of like you go in, and as you're waiting for the teacher, it's like everybody's sitting wherever the fuck they want, talking to whoever, chit-chatting, and then they kind of be like, all right, we're going to start class, reminder, back to your seats, this, that.
Exactly.
Hey, remember to raise your hands. That it's like very much kind of like loose, and like we're hanging out, and it's like we can kind of get away with a little bit more was kind of the vibe, but like after we got a couple reminders, we had to get back in our business. And then you'd come in one day, and they clearly were just in a bad mood, right? And then they would flip
from snapping on everyone.
Dude, they would flip from like all the shit you normally would get away with. They're like, boom, you're fucking written up for that. Hey, Saturday school. Hey, what? It's like, and it's like, that's another good example of why being so consistent with your boundaries is important. Because like, I know for a fact there's shit I got in trouble for, that whatever I got a detention or a Saturday school or something for, that I got away with 5 million times leading up to that event happening, right?
And then what does that create? You're pissed off, you're resentful.
100%.
You're like, why are you different today?
Yeah,
like, why is this okay sometimes, but not,
Yeah, for sure. It's like, like, yo, literally just yesterday, fucking Jerry over there did 10 times worse and didn't get in trouble for it, and now you're going to get... I remember one time there was one... I think I like interrupted the teacher for something, like I don't remember what it was, but it was something like everybody, it wasn't a big deal thing. And she freaked out on me. I think I got like 3 detentions for it or something like that. This is when I was in like, probably middle school. Yeah. I don't know. And I remember just being fuming angry over it.
Dude, totally. Like, that, and to like compare that to dog training, that is exactly, and all the time. It's like, a dog actually needs to be corrected at 100, and like you're correcting them at 20 until there's a big distraction, and then you crank it. They're not going to believe you. It's the same exact thing. It's the same thing expressed in a different way, because the way we communicate with humans and the way we communicate with dogs obviously are not the same, but it's the same stuff. It really is.
Yeah, I think like these are a lot of good like human reminders, like for how we're approaching our dogs, like from trainers and dog owners, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, because the temptation, speaking for myself, like the temptation is always to loosen up on things too soon, to cut corners, and like, oh, do I need to put the e-collar on for guests coming over today, this, that. And to be clear, like to be fair, I do think there comes a point where, yeah, we can start to loosen up on some of those things, based on where we're at with our dog and so on and so forth. But maybe not. It depends on the thing. It depends on where you're at with things, and just like do it. I always like to say, when we're talking about how long do I need to have the dog wear a muzzle, or how long do I need to have the e-collar on 24/7, whatever, like that kind of stuff. Like do it until it seems like really dumb that you're still doing it. Or maybe you've said that and I forgot and I copied it from you unconsciously.
I don't think I trademarked it yet, so it's fine.
Yeah, you can have it now.
Okay, good.
You won't get a lawsuit just yet from it.
Oh, geez.
Excellent. Yeah, because then at that point, like, because I can tell you with confidence, if you go off your tools or off your routines or whatever it is too early, you will create problems. And then you know what the answer is? Now you have to do the tools and the routines and whatnot for even longer than you would have had to do it in the first place, because you've taught the dog there's a contrast. You've taught them that the rules and boundaries and listening, it's all conditional, which we don't want them to.
Yeah, for sure.
That.
Yeah, I like it. So what else has been going on in your dog trainer brain? Anything else what's been like really like exciting to you in the dog world recently?
To be honest with you, man, I don't, other than you guys, I don't really.
I guess I don't even mean like exciting from a trainer standpoint or anything, but like what's like something you've been, I know obviously changing the structure of your program and stuff, but like, has there been anything you've been like, man, like I've just been really enjoying this aspect of the dog world or the dog business or anything?
Yeah, two things. One, I've been a lot more flexible with how I use e-collars personally and with board and trains, not with clients, because I think, with clients it would be very confusing. But I'll more and more, I don't just go from negative reinforcement, now we're doing exclusively positive punishment. I mix and match a lot more than I used to. And I find that is very helpful. But again, I'm not doing that stuff with clients at all, because it would be extremely confusing for most people, I think. So for example, like let's say we're working on a bed stay. I correct the dog for breaking the bed stay. The first couple times when I'm getting into corrections, I may then also negatively reinforce them getting back on the bed after the correction and after I repeat the command. Stuff like that. Like just little bits of, in the same way you might use a leash dynamically and switching back and forth. I've been doing a little bit more of that here and there with e-collar, like not a ton or anything, but just especially bridging the gap between teaching phases and now we're introducing corrections into obedience. Like I've been doing a little bit of that with that, and it's been really fun, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the second
I enjoy
thing?
that. The second thing is I love Rottweilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the spark with the new Rottweilers?
So, my dog's 40% Rottie, and I used to think I loved German Shepherds because he's 40% German Shepherd, but the more Shepherds I've trained and the more Rotties I've trained, I'm like, I don't really like German Shepherds very much. Yeah. And I think everything I like about him is the Rottweiler.
Yeah. Yeah. Two very different traits. That's for sure.
Yeah. I just find them to be like every Rottie or Rottie mix I've ever trained, they have this strong opposition reflex that'll come out in one way or another. For, it's unique to each dog what things they're like, no, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But it comes out ripping really strong, like, no, fuck you, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
And then once you win and they're like, okay, the muzzle's going on, dude, sorry. Or like, well, you're going to walk next to me, sorry, right? Invariably, like almost every single one of them, it's like their brain just flips a switch and they're like, you defeated me. Yeah. That's so cool. I love you.
Yeah.
And I love that about them. I love that. They're just so willing to be extremely powerful and extremely, you know, adamant about what they want. But then when they're sort of, you know, I one up to you, they just fucking let it go, man.
Yeah.
I mean, not always, obviously. I'm sure there's exceptions to that, but that is a breed characteristic that I've noticed over and over again. And I adore it. They're just amazing, amazing dogs. So that's, I think I want, I know that's what I want for my next dog. For sure.
They just really love conflict, you know?
Do.
And it is kind of a game. Like I think the way you described it of like, oh, like you defeated me. I love you now. I think it is more like correlated to like fucking UFC fighters or people in wrestling or something like that, where it's like you win, you lose. It's like, damn, like we had fun just fucking going at it and like challenging each other. And it's like you do get kind of a respect. It's like you see after the UFC fights, they're talking all this shit, and then the one gets their ass kicked, and after they're like, yo, fucking damn, like you fucking whatever, you know, that was you get more respect for each other after that kind of thing.
Yes. Yes.
I do feel like they kind of have that in them. And then, they are just like, they're goofy ass dogs, dude. Like
they are, dude.
They do they just do dumb shit. Like they act goofy. They're usually pretty stable from like a confidence standpoint and like a temperament standpoint, where with the German Shepherds, like I find the polar opposite, where they're usually far less stable of dogs.
All over the place. Yeah.
So, for sure. I mean, they present different problems for sure.
And for me, like the Roddy problem, if you will, is a problem that it meshes very well with my personality and how I like to live with dogs. You know, it's like, hey, you're going to throw an absolute fucking fit about this. It's not going to work. Yeah. And I'm not mad at you. You know, we're good. Just, you know, stop it. Fuck off. Yeah. And then after that, it's like, okay, cool. Now we're buddies. We're pals. Yeah, you're gonna have so much freedom. It's gonna be awesome, but just don't cross me because I'll win.
Yeah, super funny.
Did the Pitbull episode come out yet?
No, I think that's the next one,
dude. Okay, so since we're talking about breeds, this dude's about to light a fire. Because he got a Malinois puppy at the same time they decided to talk about this, but they made like a reel on Miracle Canine Training about like. What breeds would you want as a trainer? And it's like you go farther back if you don't want it. You know, you go farther up, and they had lines or whatever. And when they did the Pitbull one, they did all both of them went all the way back. So we had to have a little discussion about that, about what we thought about the Pitbull breed, and
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, it's gonna go real good.
I don't think we said anything crazy in it.
No, we didn't say anything crazy.
I think I did a good job of like straw man, steel manning it. You know what I mean? Of like, I get it, right? They're cool. Like I got a few, or I had a few, I should say. But like they ain't all fucking the cupcakes that you think they are.
No, he did a great job of like the pros and cons of everything, and we just kind of broke down like how they became so popular and everything like that. Yeah. But you know how it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I feel the same way about pit bulls as I feel about doodles. Like some of them are awesome and some of them are just weird, neurotic messes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
dude, the doodles have kind of grown on me recently. We've had some cool ones lately.
Same.
I don't hate them. I think they get a bad rap. Josh.
Well, I think they're raised weird a lot of the time because it's like, family dog, they're going to be easy, and then they just have like free reign in their house from the age of 2 months. And
for sure.
Yeah, that can create a lot of problems, obviously. So
they're like this family hypoallergenic dog.
Dude, we see we've gotten so many mini golden doodles recently with like severe resource guarding issues.
Mini golden doodles?
Yeah, like severe, find a piece of paper off the ground and then like try to fuck up the owner over like trying to take it from them and shit. Like we've had a ton of them recently.
Damn,
someone's backyard breeding some crazy.
They're just so doodles. Nutty, and they're so hyperactive that I think they get something and they're just like fucking. They just get so possessive over it. Yeah. It's like I don't even think they're like consciously doing it. They're just like, I gotta fucking, get away from me, So, Josh, when are you getting another dog?
I don't know.
Do you guys want another dog or no?
Yes.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever asked you that question of if you guys actively want another dog or not, or if you guys are just happy being like a 1-dog household.
No, we want another dog, but living in the apartment, I don't know if we have the room for another dog.
Yeah.
How old is Bender now?
He's gonna be 7 in July.
Damn.
I know. It's just like
It's like Waffles gonna be
Time
fucking
flies.
6 in October.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
These little guys are just growing up.
I know.
But yeah, we'd love to have another dog. It'd be another cattle dog for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would you get a different color one so that you have the little contrast so they look nice in pictures?
Maybe.
Because that's really all that matters is that when you take pictures of them together, it looks nice.
That they look good.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, the problem, the other problem is Bender is just like a saint of a dog. Like
Is he?
Yeah,
He's a saint.
He is a saint. The only problem he has is he has no inside voice and
No inside voice.
no inside voice. That's the only, and you know what? If that's the biggest problem, I'll take it.
So
But
what is that? Like when you're playing with him and stuff, he's just super
Yeah,
loud?
you start playing with him, he gets crazy and he just
Yeah.
gets loud. But other than that, like, I mean, his temperament with dogs is very much like Vera, where it's like I can be around any other dog, and if I know it's like fucking weird, I'll remove myself from the situation.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just always been good about every single thing. And I'm like, dude, how am I supposed to get another dog? Like, I'm going to compare him to you, and I'll be like, man, this dog sucks.
Dude, that is hard sometimes when you have that, like, you know, like you have a dog that seemingly is like the perfect dog.
Right.
And it's like, you know, no other dog that you get is going to be able to like top that.
Right.
And then you have to, coming full circle, accept them for what they are.
Yep, I know.
That's what happened with Vinny, dude. I had fucking Vera.
Yep.
Easiest fucking dog on the fucking planet. Best temperament ever. And then I get this fucking nutty ass neurotic Malinois. And I was like, wow, like you're telling me all the things that I do with Vera I can't do with you, and like life is going to be harder.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't like that.
Yeah. No, it's true.
So my dog, you guys, he is an angel. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's been a long road, and I got him, and then I became a trainer. So you know, I didn't have the skill level when I first got him, and it took years of struggle to like get us to a really good place. And of course, now he's old too, so he's slowed down a lot. But there were years of it being difficult, of there being a lot of friction, and him being, you know, kind of a dick and crazy and this, that.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that means my next dog is going to be, you know, more like Vera or Bender.
You're due for a good, like just an easy ride.
Well, just with the knowledge you have now, like you'll just be able to sidestep so many fucking issues.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely, man. Yeah. It'll be a different ball game for sure. Actually, this would be a funny story. He wasn't crate trained when I got, so quick cliff notes. He came from Germany. A good friend of mine. It was her dog. She was living in Berlin at the time. She was moving. He had some behavioral issues. He had a few bites on his record, this, that. And I already knew him. And I was like kind of interested in getting a dog at that point. So I was like, yo, I'll take him.
Yeah.
So she kennel trained him as best as she could just so he could go in the airplane. You know what I mean? So he had been in a kennel, but really for like 16 hours of his life. That was it. Mm-hmm. So then when I went to kennel train him, like I was doing all this weird shit, man. I had like some tires that I had bought to put on my car, and I had like a kennel set up with 2 doors. And initially I was just having him walk through the kennel, which for anyone listening with a dog that's, you know, maybe a little suspicious of going in the kennel, that's a great way to start. Just 2-door kennel, walk through it, and you can make it harder from there. Mm-hmm. But then I did a bunch of that, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to make an obstacle course. So I had these fucking tires, and I had like baby gates, and I literally made like this tunnel that he had to go through, and the kennel was part of the tunnel. And I don't know. It took me like 6 months to crate train him.
Yeah.
So I was just doing weird shit like that.
Some dog, I mean, honestly, like what you were doing, the obstacle course thing is like super normal that people will do with puppies. So I don't think that's that weird.
Well, just compared to what I do now.
Well,
it's
sure.
like,
Yeah.
You know,
The crate training thing, though, dude, there are just some dogs that are good in the crate and some dogs that are not good in the crate. And you can get them better with it, like I talked about, but like there are some dogs, like there are puppies you'll get that out of the box. You stick them in the crate and they're just like, okay, I guess I'll chill. Right? And then there are other ones that you put them in and they're like, fuck you, you will not contain me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
you know what I've noticed too?
Yeah.
Sometimes the kind of floor makes a big difference. Like I've noticed, I've had a couple dogs that, like the impact crates.
Yeah.
The metal floor, they're like, the fuck is this? And then you put a bed in there and they're totally fine. Or like you put them in a wire crate with the plastic floor, totally fine. So there's something, something about that sometimes too, where the kind of flooring can really mess with their head.
Yeah, I think it's, just gets back to like we were talking about, like the crate is aversive to the dog, right? So like how can we make it less aversive so that it's, whatever. It's like there are some, I don't know if you're familiar with the Mark Goldberg and the Monks of New Skeet, who are like OG trainers, right? They have they coined like the fucking straw method with like crate anxious dogs, where they would take a crate and they would literally load this bitch up like as much as they could with straw, right? Like literal straw. And they found that a lot of these crate anxious dogs would go in there and they just like the straw and everything, something about it, they wanted to nest in it. And it just reduced the anxiety, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. We've done that before with dogs. Like I'm not going to do straw because fucking that's super messy, and I don't even know where I go buy a bunch of straw from. We don't live in fucking.
You gotta get a real straw man. Not the straw man.
Right.
Like, hey, I need a straw man. Like I need someone to supply me with straw.
But we've done that with like comforters before. We've had some dogs where we pack that bitch up with comforters, and same deal. Like something about that, they want to just plop into it and they're just more comfortable. So it's like you're just skewing the balance between like aversive and appetitive, right? And getting them to a place where, maybe they don't love it, but it's not so aversive that they spiral into this like ridiculously anxious state of mind. So
right. Totally.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, so the puppy, I told you, like everything is going super good. The crate training is going relatively good though, but like he's not the best in the crate. He is definitely not the dog you stick in and he's just like good. Like he's gotten to a place now where like at night he's quiet, he shuts up and just goes in the crate and goes to sleep. During the day, if I leave him in a crate here, he'll usually whine and or scream for like 2 minutes and then chills out. And the other thing that I like about him though is like when I get home, if I've left him for long periods, he's super quiet. Like he's quiet until I go to get him out of the crate, which is awesome.
That's great.
So I hope that doesn't change. But dude, I take him to the facility with me, like when I'm working, and he has been so terrible in the crate at the facility. Like, dude, like to the point where like I haven't even broken through the hurdle yet because like I've tried to do it twice where I crate him there, and both times he was so loud it was like just disruptive to all of the operations at the facility. So I was like, you know what? I was like, we're gonna tackle this later. I was like, let's just manage it for now. And I've actually been just crating him I've been leaving him at home. And then I'll just drive back and forth like in the middle of my day and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
But that's going to be a hurdle we'll have to get through eventually. But he's better than Vinny was. Vinny was so bad in the crate when I first got him. But he's still not great, which I was really hoping this time I was going to get a fucking Malinois that was just like, I have like friends that have Malinois that like, they're just like so good in the crate. It's ridiculous, So not so lucky this time.
As long as he doesn't start doing the spinny Vinny.
Haven't seen that, which is good. Zero
or
spinning.
the shitting and then spinning in it.
Vinny used to do that too. No, he is dude, I'm so impressed with like the housebreaking with this dog. And like I'm trying not to give myself all of the credit for it. Like I know I've been super diligent, but like he has also figured it out fast. Like I've raised other puppies or done training with other puppies where it's harder,
Oh yeah.
It just is like clicked for him.
Right.
So
it's both, man. It's both. It's a good dog, he's smart, and you're obviously doing a good job. So don't sell yourself short.
No dirty dog here.
That's right. Hell yeah. Well, Brad, you got anything else you want to leave for the people? I know Josh, you got to shoot. You got to get out of here soon. So,
not really.
Also,
not
it's
really.
a sauna in here, bro.
Dude, it's fucking
Dude,
hot
this guy, I got up here, I was like, oh no, this guy's not going to
It's hot. I'm actually like glistening a little bit.
Dude, I'm glistening all over.
So my house has like zoned heating and air conditioning. So there's like three different zones, and like upstairs.
I remember that.
I never turn it on because like I'm never up here for like longer than just a couple minutes. So I don't want to waste the fucking.
Yeah, when I was out there by you guys, it was really cold up there.
Yeah,
I think it was March or something. All day, so makes sense.
He's a trooper. He waits till the last possible minute,
dude. Until it hits a point where you walk up and you're like, then finally I'll put. Actually, I don't even think there's charged batteries in the.
Oh, great,
right
great.
So I got to put some batteries in there and start chilling it up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. No, but no, it's nice to catch up with you guys, and if you have time when you're in Milwaukee. I'm gonna get a beer or something. You let me know.
Yeah. I'll let you know what we're doing. How far are you from like where they do Summerfest and everything? Do you know?
About 1.5 miles.
Oh, dude, you're literally so close.
Yeah, it's like right up. I'm right by the lake. Summerfest is on the lake.
Okay.
So have you been to Lakefront Brewery? Do you know that one?
Yeah, dude, that's literally down the street.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going there the night of the 15th for dinner. So if you want to come meet us there, you're more than welcome.
I would love to.
I'll text you when we're out there and let you know. But yeah, we're going sometime the 15th. So
June 15th, right?
Yeah. Like 4 days from now.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'll be around. I'll be around. Actually, I have nothing really going on that day, so it'll be perfect.
Awesome.
How far are you from Brookfield?
About 25-30 minutes.
Oh, okay. My buddy owns a gym over there, so I was gonna plug.
Ooh, what gym?
It's MKE Muscle.
NKE Muscle.
Yeah, Milwaukee Muscle.
Dude.
I am not familiar with it, but that's cool.
Yeah, it's just a mom and pop startup. I mean, he's built it all himself. So if you're ever over that way, get a day pass.
Yeah,
I'll check it out, man. Actually, I do kind of want to get back into the gym more. I've been not as diligent with it, which is fine. But,
says the guy that over here with the GQ jaw. Look at him, man.
I know.
And we're over here like, man, we're on our weight loss journey.
Dude. Like, we got our next check-in tomorrow.
What do you call it?
I'm not saying like I find my body disgusting or anything, or like I'm not fit, but if you've been working out a lot, and you guys may have had periods like this, if you've been weightlifting a lot and then you stop, it's God, I feel so like flabby.
It's literally me right now.
Weak, you know?
Literally me. It's been like, I don't know, at least 4 months since I've been on a good gym regimen. And like, I'm just like, I haven't lost that much. And I saw a photo of me like from like 6 or 7 months ago. I was like, what the hell did I do? I'm deflated.
You know what though? It always comes back easier. Like I'm pretty sure that's been scientifically proven. Like if you get back into it, it's like
that's not the problem.
3 times easier than it was to get it the first time.
It's 3 times easier to get it, but it's 3 times harder to get back into the routine. That's the problem.
That is true.
Because I got like a second like little kind of just side gig because I love just packing my time up for some reason. And it's the time that I would always go to the gym is like when I'm there. So I just need to. The whole problem is I got to stop being lazy and get up early and just get it done.
Dude, getting up early sucks.
It sucks. It's not.
Tell you.
I am not.
You need a louder alarm clock.
Yeah, and
you got to get like.
The old school bell one.
Yeah. Oh,
I used to have one of those because that was the only when I used to like right now, like I pack my day where I don't really usually have to be anywhere till like 11 o'clock. So like I kind of just wake up whenever the fuck I want, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Perks of just, putting in the work. Right.
Yeah.
But back when I used to work like a job somewhere, right? Yeah. I remember I had to be at work at 7 a.m. and I could not fucking wake up on time, dude.
Yeah.
I was the guy that was always 10 minutes late because I'd fucking sleep past my alarm. And I bought one of those bitches, and that thing changed everything for me. Because I had to like get up and run across the room to go grab it to like turn the thing off. And it was so fucking loud and annoying. Like,
and really like to full circle it back to dog training, it's like the same thing with the e-collar levels.
Yeah.
So, hey, you need a little more motivation.
This is true.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you guys remember. I might be dating myself here, but it was like around those times when Nickelodeon was making all kinds of like goofy gadgets for kids, but they made like an alarm clock and it was like a sphere, and when it would go off, it would just fucking tumble everywhere.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
yeah. I didn't know it was a Nickelodeon one, but they had the runaway alarm clock.
Yeah, you had to like go chase it. So you had to get out of bed.
That is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Crazy alarm clocks out there you could find. I remember another one that used to be popular is the one you'd put a thing under your bed and it would vibrate when it was going off, so your whole bed would be fucking shaking. Yeah,
Nice.
they got all sorts of crazy ones.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
cool. All right, man. Well, yeah, I'll hit you up in a couple days, but good chatting, and
Good to see you.
Same to you guys.
we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Hope you stay cool.
Yeah, we'll try.
Blasting the AC after this.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Later.
See you guys.
Bye.